guys, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, like the title says, is going to be a no foundation makeup routine. If you guys follow me on Instagram, which you totally should, my Instagram is ohdangdanii with 2 eyes. I've been sort of moving towards wearing tinted moisturizers, and this is the look that I usually do on, like, I want to say like a pretty regular basis. It's good for going to work, it's good for going to school. For the most part, everything that I use today is a cream product, so if you're interested in how I got this look, just keep on watching. Okay guys, honestly the most important step to doing a no foundation makeup routine is to make sure that you have your skin properly prepped. Skincare is super duper important. My skin's not in its best condition, but I sort of figured that if I kept waiting for my skin to be better, I would never get around to filming this video. I just recently broke out sort of like along my nose bridge area and right over here. It has since gone away and my skin is back under control. It's basically because it got super cold in Washington all of a sudden. It is like snowing right now. We got about a foot of snow, which is really cool. And college is canceled, which is why I'm sitting here filming this video. But anyways, like I was saying, skincare is super important. So I'm gonna start off by putting Glossier's Balm.com on my lips. This is the birthday flavor. It has some sparkles in it, so it makes your lips look extra plump. And then I'm also gonna be going in with my Ren Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic. And then I'm also gonna be using the Purity Made Simple Moisturizer. And then the SPF that I'm wearing today is definitely gonna help with that glowy look as well. It's the Volition Prismatic Luminizing Shield. It's an SPF 50. I got one of my worst sunburns ever by not wearing SPF in the snow, so this one's really nice and lightweight too. It's super liquidy, so I just sort of pat it in all the protruding parts of my face. Also, if my forehead looks extra big today, it's just because I tied back my hair. But it really doesn't matter whether or not I'm doing something super duper natural or if I'm going full glam for the day. I like to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade. I wear the shade medium brown. So I'm just gonna do my brows like normal. Some days though, when I don't have the time to do my brows, I'll use the Milk Makeup Cush Fiber Brow Gel, and I wear the shade Dutch. I really like that one because it's super high pigment and it has a lot of really good hold in it. Brows are like the one thing I really do not like leaving the house without, but this is basically how my brows look. I feel like I do my worst brows when I'm on camera. But next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean them up. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. This is like a pretty good skin tone match for me, which is why I like to use it for cleaning up my brows. So it's like the applicator is a little brush so you can get super duper precise. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a little bit of primer. I'm using the Benefit Professional just where I need it, right over here, because when you're working with like a tinted moisturizer, it doesn't have like the best longevity. So if you want it to have a little bit more staying power, I recommend using a little bit of a primer and then maybe setting it with like a lightweight powder. I'll show you guys the one that I use. But for now, I'm just going to prime a little bit. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to go in with a tinted moisturizer. The one that I like to use is the Bare Minerals Tinted Moisturizer. It has SPF 30 and I like this one because it's a super lightweight texture. It lasts the longest on my skin, so it's not something that breaks apart or anything. And I'm just going to apply a little bit and I'm going to blend it in with the Sephora number 88 brush. You can use your fingers. I just like buffing it in with a brush because I don't like getting my fingers sticky, but you know, it works. In a pinch, I will use my fingers, or if I'm running short on time. Basically, I just use about that much, and I like to focus it in the areas where I could use a little bit more coverage, and then I only apply a little bit where I don't need so much coverage. And I sort of like to spot it on before blending it just all over the face because I feel like you have more control over where you're applying your coverage. This tinted moisturizer in particular is really good at neutralizing redness, and it has the least amount of that sort of like sticky tacky texture after it's dried down. I've also used like the NARS tinted moisturizer, which I really like as well. And the Laura Mercier one is good too. Next, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer. First, I'm gonna take my LA Girl Pro Conceal, the one that I use for my brows, and it has a little bit of a peachy tone to it, so I like to use it underneath my eyes just to help brighten up a little tiny bit. And since it is, again, more of a skin tone texture for me, I also like to use it to cover up like any areas where I might have any scarring or blemishes, because it just helps everything blend in a little bit better. Just like that. It just sort of leaves your skin looking healthy. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape underneath my eyes as well. Just about that much. Just areas that could use a little bit of brightening. I think doing this step just makes my complexion look a little bit more awake, if that makes sense. Next, for bronzer and blush, I'm using both cream products. I'm gonna go in first with my Milk Bronzer Stick, and I use the shade Baked. It's just a cream bronzer, but it dries matte, which is why I really like it. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the bronzer brush I use normally and I'm going to use it to pat out the product. This brush is really nice and dense, so it does a pretty good job with cream products. And with contour, again, you always want to blend it upwards to lift your features instead of like dragging it downwards. Okay, next I'm going to do my blush, and the blush that I like to use when I do Tinted Moisturizer is just the Glossier Cloud Paint. I'm going to be using the shade Dusk today. Basically what I do is I squeeze out a little tiny bit and dot it all over my cheeks. Alright, next I'm going to go in with a cream highlighter. The one that I'm using is from ColourPop. This is a Super Shock Cheek in the shade Lunch Money. And this I find is best applied just with your fingers. Saw my secret, I am wearing sweatpants. So now that that's kind of laid down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to only use powder where I need it, so the areas of my face where I'm either going to crease or where I find that the makeup wears off the most, and anywhere that I'm sort of oily. The powder that I like to use to set my is the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Mattifying Loose Powder. And I like to wear this one because I don't have to compromise having the appearance of glowing skin and making sure that my makeup is set for the day. It gets rid of that sticky feeling as well, so when you touch your face, you won't be pulling off any product. So I just like to set a little bit with the lightest weight loose powder. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. I'm just using a MAC eyeshadow. This is in the shade All That Glitters. I have it in my little custom palette right over here. I'm just going to apply it all over my eyelid, and that's pretty much all I do for eyeshadow. It's a really simple one eyeshadow look. I'm just taking a little bit of the highlighter that I used in the inner corner of my eyes to give a little bit more brightness. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to curl my lashes. Oh, sorry, it just started snowing again. And then I'm going to use my mascara. The one that I'm using today is L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. Now the lip gloss that I'm going to use today is going to be the Urban Decay High Shine Gloss, and this is in the shade Backtalk. It just is lightly tinted and has sort of a minty feeling. So to finish off our look today, I'm just going to put on some false lashes and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, that's pretty much all that I have for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the look. It's honestly not too far from the makeup look that I wear on a daily basis. On certain days I will wear the falsies, on other days I will not wear the falsies. It just sort of depends on what I'm going for. If you guys have any tinted moisturizer recommendations, I would love to know which ones you guys are using, because I've sort of moved away from using a foundation. I just like the way that it feels. It's a lot more lightweight, but again, you guys can still get, you know, pretty good coverage. Your skin still looks like skin out of a tinted moisturizer, so I would just love to know what you guys are using. That's pretty much all that I have to say for this video. As always, if you have an Instagram, please follow me at ohdangdanii with 2 eyes, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!